My First Bible presents David, King of Judah. After the death of Saul, David and his people returned to Ziklag after defeating the Amalekites. And on the third day, a man arrived who had come from Saul's camp. His clothes were torn, and his head was covered with ashes as a sign of mourning. And he fell with his face to the ground before David. Where are you coming from?" David asked. "My lord, I fled from the camp of Israel." "But what happened?" David exclaimed. "Tell me everything." "The army of Israel fled from the battle, and many have fallen dead."
Wow.
"King Saul and Jonathan."
What happened to them?"
They also died." David was deeply shaken by this news. "How do you know they died?" he asked. "Well, by chance, I happened to be on Mount Gilboa. Suddenly, I saw Saul wounded, leaning on his spear and nearly surrounded by the Philistines. Saul rose up, and when he saw me, he called to me. I stood ready to serve him. Very weak, he asked me who I was, and I answered him that I was an Amalekite. Then he asked me to come near and commanded me,
"Kill me at once, for I am in agony and still cannot die."
So I went near and killed him, because I realized he wasn't going to survive. Then I took the crown and the bracelet he was wearing on his arm to bring them to you, my lord." That man thought David would be glad to hear it and that he would win his favor. However, when David heard it, he became furious. "Who do you think you are to lift your hand against the Lord's anointed?" But my lord, I thought, "Your blood be upon your own head. Your own mouth has condemned you by admitting that you killed the Lord's anointed." And immediately he called his men and ordered them to kill him. When David heard that news, he was greatly distressed and wept. Both he and his people wept and fasted until evening because of the death of Saul and his son Jonathan, as well as for the army of the Lord and the whole nation of Israel. David composed a song in their honor, which expressed the sorrow he felt over their death and the great affection he had for his best friend, Jonathan. After some time, David did not know what to do, whether he should stay in Ziklag or return to Israel. So he inquired of the Lord, "Should I go up to one of the cities of Judah, or should I stay?"
"Yes, you must go. You shall go to Hebron in Judah."
So David went to Hebron with his wives and all his men. Each one was accompanied by his family, and they settled there. A short time later, the elders and leaders of the tribe of Judah went to Hebron and anointed David as their king over Judah. In addition, they told David that the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead had rescued the bodies of Saul and his sons to give them a proper burial. May the Lord bless you for showing loyalty to your lord Saul and for giving him a proper burial. On the other hand, Abner, the commander of Saul's army, who had survived the battle of Mount Gilboa, did not agree that David should be king. So he took the only son Saul had left, named Ish-bosheth, and he took him to Mahanaim to proclaim him king over a large part of Israel to continue the reign of Saul's family.
Israel cannot remain without a king, Abner said. Ish-bosheth, son of King Saul and sole heir to the throne, will be his father's successor. He is brave, intelligent, and a capable leader, feared by his enemies, and above all, loyal to the Lord. With the help of all the tribes, Ish-bosheth will rule Israel.
And so the kingdom of Israel was divided into two parts. Ish-bosheth ruled over a large part of Israel, while the tribe of Judah followed David. Although they were all Israelites, the two sides began fighting each other. On Ish-bosheth's side was Abner, commander of the army, while on David's side was Joab, along with his brothers Abishai and Asahel. One day, both armies met by the pool of Gibeon, and a great battle began. Seeing that David's army was gaining the victory, Abner ordered a retreat and escaped with his men. But Asahel, Joab's brother, who ran as fast as a gazelle, went after Abner and pursued him without stopping. Looking back, Abner asked,
"Huh? Is that you, Asahel?"
"Of course," he answered.
"Why are you pursuing me? Leave me alone!"
Abner protested.
"Pursue another soldier and take his spoils."
But Asahel would not listen.
"Stop pursuing me or I will end up killing you!"
Asahel kept pursuing him without stopping. Then Abner took his spear and pierced him through the abdomen, and Asahel fell dead in that place. Everyone who passed by stopped to look at Asahel's body.
My gosh!
When Joab and Abishai learned of their brother's death, they pursued Abner full of fury, together with their men. However, when night fell, Abner shouted from the top of a hill,
"How long will this bloodshed continue? Do you not understand that this will only bring more pain among brothers? As surely as God lives, if you had not spoken, this fight would have continued until dawn."
Then Joab had the trumpet sounded, and both sides stopped fighting. After that, Joab and his men carried Asahel's body and buried him in Bethlehem, in his father's tomb. Abner, for his part, knew that Asahel's death would not go unanswered, because he knew Joab very well, and he knew that sooner or later he would seek revenge.
Subscribe, comment, leave us a like, and follow us on our social media.
Hey! Like in every video, it's time to say hi to our friends who commented on our posts. If you want a shout out in the next video, follow us and comment on our latest post on social media, Instagram and YouTube. But before we start, huge thanks to all our Oh My Gosh members! Alright, today's shoutouts go to Wanda Masinde 4106, Diane Clark 4389, Jacob, Carlene Cole from Jamaica, Marcus from Cagayan de Oro, Ashishta Manguaiba 3386, Aline family from Trinidad and Tobago, Alexander Kobos T73, Sean, Khalil and Kai, Nawang Senten, the Yankee Mien, Michelle Livermore from Jamaica, Johan Kandatil Sanu from India, Melody from Bahamas, Alana and Blessing from Zimbabwe, Israel and Gideon from Nigeria, Chariaputh 26, Daniel, Ama, Awurama, Awurabena, and Afia from the Netherlands, Bonnie from South Africa, Eliana, Abigail Madredondo, Baldemar Amaro, Not Benny from Indonesia, and Fanudofia 4256. Thank you very much for all your great support!